This is the Robin's Nest by Terry. This is the third Thursday thrift flip. Our hosts are Tammy with the Rustic Willow and Malika with Malika's Creations. Please check out their channel in the description box and the playlist with our amazing creators. Also, Terry is guest host this month, and she chose to do a kerosene heater with a cute little Frankenstein. I hope you enjoy the video. It's a little longer than normal, but it's a great, she did a great tutorial on this one.
Hi, Terry. I pulled this guy into my picture so you could kind of get a glimpse of to what I'm going to paint tonight on my craft around the clock thing. So this is a really big, hold on, I don't want it to come off my table. This, I've got to show you with my camera holding it, because this thing is about 2.5 feet tall. It is an old kerosene heater that we still have to pull out the insides of it, but I want to turn this into a Frankenstein for Halloween, and then I will fill it with probably, I like to use about 400 lights. I have not decided which color yet. I would love to find green lights. I might have to go on Amazon and look for those. But once you get the lights in here, and this all glows, so it's kind of a whole, hi Tracy, it's kind of a whole glowing nightlight. So I have made these with scarecrows before. I have made them with snowmen, and then the lights will actually come down in here as well. So that all lights up, and it makes for a beautiful decoration, because now you've thrifted something and you can make it really pretty. So I knew that I only had 45 minutes tonight, so I went ahead and base coated it in. Now, I don't know, maybe Frankie could have, I don't know. We're not going to do this side. Unfortunately, on these, you know, that's just there and you can't take it off. So we're going to turn it around, because we got to put eyes, nose, and a mouth. I did, and so actually, see those holes on the top? Once I put those lights in, it's going to illuminate all over the place. I mean, all the lights going to shine out from everywhere. The scarecrow one that I did last year, I used orange lights, and it was just beautiful. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Sherry and Kelly. So I spray painted it with the green to begin with. Then I just painted, this black. I want this to represent a shirt, like a blue jean shirt, and then his pants and legs. So we're going to plaid this part, because this will be a shirt. I'm going to have my husband drill through here and put some bolts, some big thick bolts in here. And then that will, make it look even better. Hi, Cindy and Cynthia and Deb. All right, so let me turn it to where I can start. Hi, Colleen. And, I want it to look good no matter which way they turn it. But I think I had decided on this side. Okay, so we've got a clear, this is going to probably be black. And then if I wanted, I could add in a whole floral arrangement up there, maybe a grapevine wreath, whatever, but I can decorate that with some fall leaves. So we have the shirt here, and actually I did not have time tonight. Cindy inside of my group told me I want a tie, a necktie here. So I'm going to go buy a vinyl placemat at Dollar Tree or whatever, and I'm going to cut it out in the shape of a tie so that it can hang down here. And so we're going to pretend like the brown part is his shirt. We'll checker that with some yellows. and then his base is just going to be black. Now we have to figure out how I'm going to set you to watch how I do this, because it's why my husband didn't come, because there's just not enough room for all of us. So hold on, I'm going to set you down, right? Sorry, you have to look at my paint water. And let's see if you can see from this angle here. Okay, we're going to turn you around. Sorry, you're going to have to get juggled. It's a big one. There is no easy way to do this project. That's what gets me on some of my projects, is I go a little bit too big. All right, so we know that our tie is going to go here. Now we don't have a tie because, like I said, I haven't got one yet, but let me bring you up over here on my, okay. All right, so first off, he needs a nose. And I'm going to achieve that effect with just shading. We're just going to put a round nose on him. It doesn't have to be anything different. So I've got to go here. So we're going to just paint in his nose. Now I am painting on a spray painted enamel finish. So it's going to be a little bit harder than when you paint on matte to get my colors to come around. But there we go. Now that I have the nose, I can put the eyes on, and between, it's going to be a little bit difficult for you to see all of it because I've got to be able to look at it straight on to paint it as well. But I love painting on these. In fact, I started one this spring, actually here on Craft Around the Clock, with a church on it, and it was pastel colors, and I never finished it. It's sitting back there. And you don't want these things sitting around not making you any money. You want to sell them, because they're not the easiest things to store. Okay, we gotta make sure that our eyes get pretty much the same. But I'm good with that. I think I can make those look good. It doesn't look good right now, but man, just think of those great big bolts that are going to be in there. That's going to be so cute. All right, so on my mouth, I might as well go ahead and shade it. And kind of. And I wanted this, usually when I paint these, they are so difficult. I need so much time, but I want this to be something that is really cute. It looks good, but I don't have to ask a fortune for it because I don't have as much time in it. You know, some of those can take me 4 to 5 hours to paint, and we just want something that perfect. Just want those to be nice and yay. All right, we're gonna let those eyes dry up while we do some checks down here on his shirt. We need to find a straight brush in order to do that. Not like all my brushes aren't a mess. Okay. So I just want kind of a, let me, kind of more golden yellow. Let's go with this golden straw. Now he's going to look very cartoonish for a while. Stick with me, it will get better. I always say for a painter to come on and do a project, it's harder because when you start out, it doesn't look like much. But I promise it will get better. Hi Lisa, thank you. Hey Dusty. Well, welcome Shirley. I'm Terry at the Robin's Nest by Terry. And I've been doing craft shows for 25 years full time. Me and my husband both. I have a painting membership group here on Facebook that I've had for 4 years. I've been part of Tracy's Craft Around the Clock now for at least 2 years. Now I won't go all the way around tonight. I can do that. You guys don't need to be bored with watching just some checks here. But I'm going to let you see what it's going to look like, because once I shade that, it's going to look so much better. And I'm going to come back and outline all these so it doesn't have to be perfect. And his tie is going to overhang here. I'm doing all these fall projects right now because over on Virtual Home Decor Marketplace, we are selling a lot of fall. And this is going to be up for auction over there next Friday. Oops. One. Heck. Okay, that's good enough right there. Let's get into these eyes. Let's see if I can bring you up here so I can read your comments. Ah, perfect. And you can see them good too. Yay. You're never bored watching me paint. Well, some days I can get overboard with the details, and then you're like, yeah, it can get overwhelming. Shoot, it gets overwhelming for me just painting it for that long. And I'm like, oh man, I got this much to do, and you just, my problem is once I start, I don't know when to quit. I just want to keep adding more detail each time. Forgot to give him, eyebrows. Sometimes I'll dip my brush in and then I think, oh, I don't think I got the right side, but we got it. Okay. Now we're going to come in here and add more green to his nose. We don't want it too much, but just going to put some extra color in here. And then we'll shade it up with a little bit of black. Okay, then we will highlight that in a minute. Let's get him at least looking at you because he's going to be a friendly Frankenstein. I did this guy on a coffee pot last week inside of my group, and I sold it over on Virtual Home Decor Marketplace, and I got $58 for the coffee pot. It was a good sale, and I got a lot of compliments, or a lot of people like Frankenstein. A lot of people like to decorate for Halloween. So I thought, what the heck? More people want Frankenstein apparently, so not like I don't have 1,001 things to paint. And we're hoping that this one is an easy one. Okay, we're going to put it in here white first. I want him to have green in his eyes, but gotta kind of cover up some of that black. Yeah, need a little bit more, but we're good there. Okay, and then I got that white on my brush. Actually, I'm gonna pop in some yellow here. All right. Now we need a liner brush, and we will put in his mouth here. Did you like the coffee pot? I know that coffee pot was cute with that little basket on it, or the basket separate. It was. I like that. Hey, Elizabeth Stull, how are you? I'm so excited that Elizabeth is over here on Craft Around the Clock. Yeah. She's an amazing painter too. Sometimes I think we feel out of our element with all the people who are really good crafters, and then we come on and sometimes I feel out of my category sometimes. Does that make sense? Because there's some amazing creatives in this group. Okay. Around those. I'm going to go on all of these little triangles just for some added detail. And I think I'll even make them a little bit friendlier, put eyelashes. I know that I am heavy-handed when it comes to eyeballs, so those are going to be the last thing to go. Otherwise, they'll probably start running down. Oh, chalking at the white elephant. Well, thank you. All right, so now we just want some stitch marks in here. So this is fun that it's going to be a very quick, easy, not overcomplicated pattern design. Let's put his stitches right here. We can put some, we got lots of room. And so when I first thought of doing this, I was going to just make him a small face and add, you know, like ghost around him and things like that. But I'm just really swamped with time right now. In 2 weeks, I'll be going, oh, let's put some stitches. I will be going to Cole Camp, Missouri to do a painting tutorial for Ashley Rates with the Profitable Sign Maker. I don't know if any of you follow her. She was my first business coach I ever had back in like 2017. So I'm pretty excited about going. Let's just add some stitches. I can go back and shade on them later. I mean, this one would be cute for somebody to just put outside on their front porch. It needs orange lights, doesn't it, now that I said that? Oh, thank you, Kelly. I'm getting ready. I know, but I just feel, you know, it's like, I feel like we should teach you something on this platform, and it's hard to teach somebody to paint in one little setting. So that's what gets me, is I wish I could explain more, but there's not a whole lot of time. But I like this guy. Actually, instead of the white, I'm gonna go in here with some yellow highlights. Just put them on here, and then I'll finish it on the other side later. Now I want to add some green to these eyes because his personality will start showing once he can see you. So I'm practicing my Frankensteins because my next sitting character is going to be a Frankenstein, and I'm going to teach it in my group on Thursday. So I designed a scarecrow porch sitter, and now I want to make all the characters. That looks good. So Frankenstein's going to be the next. I was able to find some little suits at Goodwill. They were like size 2 clothes. And so yeah, Frankenstein is the next guy up. I'm just... Oh my, here we go with my dots. They could start running, but at least he'll look better. Usually when I paint these, I've painted these things for years. I have them on my lap, I have them upside down, I have them every which way. Ah, cute. Cute, cute, cute and simple. I can't believe I got this done so quick. Hey, Vicky. He will be cute. Watch me, Lord. Yeah. I'll show you the scarecrow in a minute. Oh, Shoot, I'm only at 9:20. I got 20 minutes left, right? Yeah, I'm good. See, I tried to make this really quick, and I could add some more stuff. Trying to figure out the back side, but I think he's good. So with we're going to put a tie this way because you can see that that's not completely centered. So I'm going to cut out a piece of vinyl this way. It'll cover this flap and it will come down, and that will be his tie. And then we have the, of course, checks down here that are going to represent his plaid shirt. So, does anybody have a subject of anything they want to talk about? Because right now, it's going to be some plaid checks, and it's not very interesting. So, if you have any questions about painting or anything else, we can have a conversation about it. I've been on a whole doing these scarecrow tutorials. I have a different scarecrow on Etsy, but this new one is so easy. I went live on my page with it just about 5 o'clock today, and I sold almost $250 worth of tutorials and kits within that little bit of time. I just started selling them last week or the week after, and that tutorial has sold over $1,500. So you add this $1,700 worth of tutorials, and then some people bought kits. So I bet about $1,200 worth of tutorials. If you have not seen my scarecrow guy and you do craft shows, you're going to want to get that tutorial. People are already making them and putting pictures in the Facebook group, and they are absolutely adorable. They'll be great money makers. And so that's what I'm doing with this guy. I'm going to make him into a sitter, and then I'll have a witch and a snowman and a reindeer. I got a whole list of all the things that they will be. Okay, we're going to put something here. What kind of saying can I put with a monster nightlight? Hey, Debbie Montgomery. I use a primer in my paint. Yes, so the Frankie pattern will be up in a couple of days. Was it hard to start my sublimation? The sublimation, let's say this. Sublimation is easier for me. Here's one of them that I sublimated. But it's not as profitable as I thought it would be. I had some of these in my last live sale. Everybody loves my hand-painted stuff, so I think it's harder. It's going to be harder for me to sell sublimated art. Where I'll have an advantage is that I will be selling my own designs. Let me see. So this one came out a little dark, but remember when I painted the guitar last year? My heat was too high. But that's my kind of next, you know, I always have more ideas than I have time. And I don't think I brought the block over here, but well, shoot, I can't show you. I cut these out, glue them to the wood piece, and then put them on a block. And that's how I sold them at my live sale. But I think it's going to take me selling my own designs rather than the designs that I like from online. So my next thing is going to be, these hold up so well. And you can make them into ornaments. You know, I've got all those tutorials, all those PNGs. And so I'm just going to do my own designs on them once I get that figured out. Oh, you got your pieces? So yeah, Debbie bought a sublimated one. And it was pretty, but they weren't. Oh, a black cat would look good. But they aren't. It is fabric. It's not as popular as, I don't know. You know what? I sold so many of those scarecrows and everybody was going crazy over the scarecrows that I don't know that anybody really noticed anything else in my sale. To be honest with you, I sold 14 scarecrows at $65 a piece and they all sold. So, you know, I haven't really gave the sublimation much of a chance, but I did get my Glowforge running for the first time the other day because we have all these kits that we're selling with the scarecrows, and so I got it running. So now it's cutting the hats, the hat bands, the hands and feet. So I'm doing pretty good. I know, the texture is what really makes a difference. It makes it look better. I don't like the metal signs. When you put it on the metal, it's so shiny, but I think I'm gonna have to do a small tutorial on how I did this process because it did take some figuring out. Because I haven't seen anybody else really do it. It's just kind of just sticking it out there and trying it, and it worked. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, oh, you could see it? I'm glad, well, I have that one, and I have, oh, I did these. Well, these are printed on canvas, but that's not my artwork. But I printed those out, and don't they look cute on a little thing? So, I don't know. I got more ideas than I got time to develop them. Can we say that? It's just, so tonight, since we have time to talk, I got 15 minutes, and this guy is almost done. I have to shade him. But you can talk for 15 minutes. Let me show you. Okay, so you know I like to talk. I'd rather talk than paint sometimes. Anyway, so where was I at? This was our design tonight inside Painting for Profits. I did not put anything here because I always give my original away if I personalize it for somebody. And I totally don't know where I was going with why I was showing you this, but it had something to do with sublimation or something. Anyway, that, and does anybody else know why I picked that up? There was something to go with it. Anyway, let me show you Mr. Scarecrows, because I got these two finished, and these two have already sold as well. Got these finished up. So, here is, hold on, what's his name? Here's Edward, and here is, let's See this? Jack. So if you were on my Craft Around the Clock segment about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I painted his face. And so what he is I designed these to be, actually I already have a sitter, and it's made out of 1x6s, and it L-shaped. They're a little bit harder. But when I designed this, I wanted something that I could hang on my door. Okay? So he's about 30 some inches long. Now I still have to roll up his cuffs. But his body is, there's his shoulders. It comes down to right about there. The clothes are attached. He has wire from his lap. He can move his hands. So that's what he was supposed to be, was a door hanger. And he still could, because he's made out of 1/4-inch wood, can fit good between a screen door and your storm door. But then I went to take a picture of him, and I set him on, I don't have a place to set him right now. I set him on the table, and then, you know, he's got this lap here. He could hold pumpkins. He could hold a variety of things. So now Mr. Scarecrow is going to be Mr. Frankenstein this week, and I will make his face different. So if you want the tutorial for this, it is, all you have to do is comment the word Scarecrow. It's going to take you to my link where you can buy the tutorial for $15. And then if you want a kit added to it, you can add on a kit. And so when you get a kit, it comes blank. You get a painting video, you get a cutting video, you get a dressing video, and applying all the things, you know, the wire and stuff, assembly. So you got 4 videos, and inside of the kit you get the body, the hat band, all the raffia, all the wire, hands, feet. I even throw in a little tag for you to name your Scarecrow, and everything except the clothes. And so a lot of people are making these right now, and their picture, it's inside of a private Facebook group. But if you want to make one of those for yourself, or to follow along, because next week's going to be a snowman. I'm going to make him into all different things. And yeah, I've had the name picked out for 2 years. I bought the domain name 2 years ago for a porch tucker. And yeah, so the next one will be a little Frankenstein, but I won't have very many of those to sell because he needs a kid size suit. So that's kind of, so let's add that to my sublimation journey. And what else do I want? But I'm pretty happy that I had now figured out how to use the Glowforge. That's been a thorn in my side. And not that I would ever want to do a lot with it, but for things like kits, it will be perfect. Okay, I'm going to finish going around there here in a minute, or off camera, because nobody needs to see me do the same things. So then I want to space out, make this look like a plaid shirt. Go right down the edges. Oh, and then I'm going to make a little witch. Last year, I bought some little witch dresses after Halloween. I made a baby Grinch last Christmas. I would never sell that tutorial because, you know, it's trademarked. But my baby Grinch was adorable. I bought green fabric fur and stuck it under his arms or under his hands and feet. It was amazing. I loved it. I just couldn't make them and sell them. I just made one. Actually, my niece took it, but it was a cute one. In fact, it was at Christmas time, and there was a Grinch dressed up downtown, and I went and I took my baby Grinch. I painted my face as Mrs. Grinch, and we all three had our picture taken together. Mama Grinch, Papa Grinch, and Baby Grinch. It's a great picture. Do you remember that one? Yeah, that was so cute. If I could get by with selling that thing, I'd have made $1 million, but it was adorable. I'm going to add a little bit of red on some cheeks on this guy while we wait for this to dry. I do have a picture of the Grinch. I do. If you go to the Robin's Nest page that you're here, all you have to do is search my photos. They'll come up. I have photos from, I started my Facebook business page in 2010. So that's why, I started a new page, Create and Sell with Terry Burton, to talk more about selling your products on Facebook. But I can't ditch this page until I get all of those photos transferred over. That adds a little bit to it. No, there is no reason why I painted the collar a different color. There is no reason, but it is. It's like, okay, so this is the scenario, why it is that way, because I'm going to make it up. Do you know the flannel shirts that have a denim collar? That's what it is. And those are very popular shirts. You caught me, Cindy, but it's a good way out. It's the denim collared flannel shirt, and that's my story. And I'll say that was the purpose, but it really wasn't. In fact, to be honest with you, this was going to be denim blue down here for the things, but I was in a coaching class while I was getting this, and I totally got that. But it's cute. We're good. Okay, now we want the stripes to go this way. I think once we get these bolts in there, it's going to really set it off. And, these things aren't that expensive to ship. They are, depending on where you live, I've shipped these for as little as $12, $13. Okay, so picture the tie right here. That's what we're doing. I'm just going to go in and add just a little bit more. I want to tone down that green a little bit, at least on his face. I'm going to widen my shade line up there a little bit. There, I like that better. Took some of that bright green out. I did sign up for next week, and I don't remember. remember what my next time is here on Craft Around the Clock. Doesn't that look better with that? I'm telling you, sometimes people think that there's a lot of detail that goes into painting, and you just saw me really take that up a notch by adding that darker color in there. It looks better. It's just mixing your colors, and shading and highlighting is what brings your paintings to life. It's just, and there's not really a whole lot to do.